Welcome to International Board of Environmental Health and Safety USA Certificate in Permit to Work Part 1. I am Dr. Saju Matthew, Chairman and Managing Director, Clovers Group of Companies in India. The aim of the Permit to Work system training is to ensure workers understand the procedures and protocol for obtaining and using permit to work safely in high risk environments. Permit to work training is essential for individuals working in industries where hazardous activities or operations are performed. Introduction to permit work system. In industrial and high risk environments, ensuring the safety of personnel and facilities during work activities is paramount. Permit to work system serves as a crucial safety mechanism, providing a structured approach to managing hazardous work operation. These systems are designed to control and mitigate risk associated with specific tasks or activities, ensuring that they are conducted safely and efficiently. A permit work system is essentially a formal authorization process that mandates individual to obtain permission before undertaking hazardous work. It requires thorough planning, risk assessment, and authorization from designated personnel before work can commence. By implementing permit work system, organizations aim to prevent accidents, protect workers from harm, and safeguard assets and the environment. The primary object of a permit work system is to ensure that all necessary precautions are taken to mitigate risk associated with hazardous work activities. This includes identifying potential hazards, assessing associated risk, implementing appropriate control measures, and communicating relevant safety information to personnel involved. By following a standardized process for obtaining permits, organization can ensure consistency in safety procedures and compliance with the regulatory requirements. Now let's understand the key components of a permit work system. The key components of a permit work system typically include permit issuance. In this part, authorized personnel issue permit to individuals or work team after evaluating the proposed work and ensuring that all necessary precautions are in place. For example, you're going to carry out a hot work. The permit issuing authority, the authorized personnel, will ensure that all firefighting arrangements, competent persons availability, emergency procedures, and everything is in place. After ensuring that only, he will issue the permit. The first component is permit issuance. The second component is risk assessment. We all know what is risk. Risk is a chance of happening something which is having the potential to cause harm. Or you can say, risk is a product of probability of occurrence and severity of outcome. We know that in a risk assessment process, there are 5 stages involved. Just to recollect, what are the 5 steps involved in a risk assessment? The 5 steps involved in a risk assessment are: look for the hazard, decide who might be harmed and how, evaluate the risk and decide existing controls are adequate or anything more to be done, record the finding, review and revise if necessary. These are the 5 steps involved in a risk assessment. So, the second component of a permit work system is risk assessment. Before issuing a permit, a thorough risk assessment is conducted to identify potential hazards and assess the level of risk associated with the proposed work. When we carry out risk assessment, we can identify physical, chemical, biological, environmental, organizational, psychological, electrical, mechanical, ergonomic types of hazards. After identifying these hazards, we have to assess the level of risk, whether it is low risk, medium risk, or high risk. So, the second component of permit work system is risk assessment. The third component of permit work system is authorization. Only individuals with authority to do so can authorize the issuance of permit, ensuring that appropriate safety measures are in place before work begins. There will be some people with authority to allow the work. They can only authorize the permit. So the third component of permit work system is authorization. First component is permit issuance. Second component is risk assessment. Third component is permit authorization. The fourth component of permit work system is control measures. Here, permit conditions specify the safety measures and control measures that must be implemented to mitigate identified risks, such as the use of personal protective equipment, isolation of hazardous energy sources, or implementation of ventilation systems, etc. So, here, before issuing a permit, it is the responsibility of the permit issuing authority to ensure that all workplace arrangements are in place, which includes availability of PPE, lockout and tagout, availability of LEV, local exhaust ventilation system, availability of competent person, etc. Now, the fifth component of the permit work system is communication. Clear communication is essential throughout the permit process to ensure that all stakeholders are aware of the work being conducted, associated hazards, and necessary precautions. People must be made aware of the hazards and the available precautions. People must be made aware of the risk. This need to be communicated to the entire team. In one word, if you ask me, why we have to initiate permit work system while carrying out high risk activity, simply it is to ensure accountability and communication. Suppose you are carrying out a confined space operation, you are initiating a permit. People involved in that activity can never say that I was unaware of the activities going on, because everyone is signing, it is getting communicated through a permit work system. So, communication is the fifth component of permit work system. Now, the sixth component of permit work system is monitoring and compliance. Supervisors and safety officers monitor work activities to ensure that permit conditions are being adhered to, that work is being conducted safely. After issuing the permit, it is the responsibility of the supervisor to go around, and it is the responsibility of the safety officer also to go around and make sure that permit conditions are being followed. So, the sixth component of the permit work system is monitoring and compliance. Finally, the seventh component of the permit work system is closure and review. Permits are closed out upon completion of work, and a review is conducted to assess the effectiveness of safety measures and identify area for improvement. See, after completing the work, it is the responsibility of the person closing the permit to make sure that whatever alternatives or alterations, whatever arrangements made at workplace are reverted back to normal. Suppose if you have assumed that you have changed changed something from the automatic mode to manual mode. Now, when you are closing the permit, again you must revert that whatever you have changed, like if you have shifted from automatic mode to manual mode, you must bring it back to automatic mode again. So the seventh component of the permit work system is closure and review. Here permits are closed out upon completion of work, and a review is conducted to assess the effectiveness of safety measures and identify area for improvement. Overall, permit work system play a crucial role in safeguarding the well-being of workers, protecting assets and maintaining safe work environment in industries where hazardous activities are commonplace. By establishing clear procedures, promoting effective communication and prioritizing safety at every stage, organization can effectively manage and prevent accidents in the workplace. Now let's understand the definition of permit work system. What is a permit work system? A permit work system is a formalized process designed to control and manage hazardous work activities in industrial or high risk environments. It involves the issuance of permit by authorized personnel to individuals or work team, granting them permission to carry out specific task or operation under controlled conditions. These permits outlines the necessary precautions, safety measures, and control measures that must be implemented to mitigate a risk associated with the work. What is the permit work system? It is a formalized process designed to control and manage hazardous work activities such as hot work, confined space entry, working on live electrical lines, handling hazardous chemicals, handling radioactive materials, etc. So, what is permit work system? Permit work system is a formalized process designed to control and manage hazardous work activities in industrial or high risk environment. We know that permit work system involves issuance of permit by authorized personnel, then granting them permission to carry out the specific task or operation under controlled condition. They have no rights, they have no permission to deviate from the conditions prescribed. So the team is expected to comply with the permit requirements so they can work only under controlled condition. Of course, this permit work system would outline necessary precautions, safety measures. For example, you might require firefighting arrangement. You might require to wear PPE. So, these permit work system would outline necessary precautions, safety measures and control measures that must be implemented to mitigate risk associated with the work.